Hey, 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 party people. It is Ashleigh Abbott, your moderator for the conversation. It is Wednesday. It's hump day. So that means it's time to have a conversation. We're back from a seemed very long Christmas break. So I'm happy to be back with everyone.
Was it long?
For me, it seemed long. What about you,
It was
Shay?
long.
Hi, everyone.
Baby, it ain't been long enough. I got kids.
Well, anyway, so we're going to talk about that. First off, let me handle some business. Y'all know what I got to do. And we are done. All right. So how is everyone?
Amazing.
Yeah. So let's start right here. I need y'all to perk up a little bit. How is everyone?
Good.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And
Okay, so let's talk about our break. Tamar, how was your holidays?
my holidays was really, really good. Hey everybody, how are you guys doing? My holiday was really good. I worked on Christmas, but the weekend I spent time. That's my husband. We're looking scrumptious, honey. You know, I'm over here licking on his face here. I see a
Tell
white
us about that
chocolate chip.
tongue. What was the tongue doing?
I just like licking him, like licking his skin.
Okay.
But no, yeah, we were feeling ourselves, you know, looking cute. But no, like this weekend was amazing. I went and saw Aquaman. That movie's not really good.
I
It was
forgot
all over the
Aquaman
place.
came out.
Yeah. So I didn't go see The Color Purple, but I do want to see that. But other than that, my weekend was good. I ate a lot of food and just got fat. So the things are the things, honey. What we do when we eat for the holidays. Yeah,
Tell me about
getting
that
a little.
right there. What's going on with this?
This is my little chaps with my leather jacket and my cowboy hat. And one day I just came home and I was like, this weekend I was just like, I want to do a photo shoot. So I did a photo shoot in my bathroom.
And you gave everything, honey. Yes.
Everything. I dusted that mug, the face
Yes.
is glistening. Gave a little no brow, and I just was like, I want to take pictures. So that's what it was given. So I did a little homage to myself this weekend. Merry Christmas, everybody.
I
Merry
love it.
Christmas. Looks nice.
Thank you.
That's what's up. Merry Christmas. Brittany, what about you?
I had an amazing holiday. I've been traveling a lot. So I've been to Aspen, I've been to Mexico, I've been to Puerto Rico. I've just been all over. So that's me in Aspen.
Yes.
Looking like the bunny that I am. And I had a great time this holiday. I went and saw The Color Purple with my aunt and my mom, or both my aunts and my mom. I went and saw the Beyonce movie. I just been kind of having a great time, just enjoying life.
Love that.
That's what's up. I
Thank
want to hear
you.
about Aspen. Where did you stay?
I stayed in something called Snowmiss Village. It was
Okay.
absolutely beautiful. The views are breathtaking. Aspen, if you guys get a chance to go, get there. It is so beautiful, and there's
Hmm.
so much to do. The people are friendly. Um, I can't wait to go back. Honestly.
Cool.
That's what's up. I was thinking, I'm doing a birthday trip this year, and it was between Aspen and Palm Springs, but I went with Palm Springs because I didn't want to leave the cold to go to cold.
Right.
So
Understood.
maybe we can do Aspen next year, but yeah, I'm really interested in going there. How was the shopping in Aspen?
Well, I wasn't really there to shop. So,
Okay.
but they do have, in like the downtown area, they do have like all the high end, Montclair, all that type of stuff is there.
Mhm.
But I was just there to enjoy myself. So, you know how I am about shopping. I can shop, but I was
Right.
like, I'm not spending any money on shopping. I'm gonna go out here and really enjoy myself, and I absolutely did.
Great.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
Thank
And I got to
you.
talk to you some more about that off camera, some Aspen stuff, but we'll talk later. So let's go
Okay.
to, oh my God, my vision is so bad, you guys. Michael,
Hello,
um,
hello.
let's talk about your holiday. How was it?
Oh, it was so nice. I would say it was copacetic, fulfilling. This season was a season for healing. and love.
Mhm.
So that really came across on Christmas for me this year. I was very grateful for it.
Awesome.
Awesome.
And yeah, look at this photo. That is my child, baby Big Head. Yeah, and it was like a fun game. You know, my lips look that good in real life, plump and juicy.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you had a good time. It sounded like it was peaceful and relaxing, and
Yes, absolutely.
the opposite of mine. But I'll go into that in a minute. Awesome. Brandy, what about you?
My holiday was really nice. I spent it with some friends. This time of year, especially at Christmas, it's kind of like for me. But my friends talked me into coming out and hanging out, and I really, really enjoyed myself. It was a great
Oh, I love
holiday.
that.
I'm so
Really
happy.
great. I'm happy too.
Yeah,
It was nice.
okay.
Awesome. How long did you stay? Did you spend the night over there? Or
I stayed a couple nights with them.
Oh,
I
okay.
spent all day Christmas with them. I actually just came back home today. So yeah.
Oh, really?
It was a fun time. Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up. Let me make sure. Okay, I got everything. Chat, what about you?
Yeah, it was a good holiday. My daughter, she was with her dad's people until till I want to say the Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
But then she showed up, but it was mostly me and the boy. He's the one where we got pictures and he was cutting up and Mr. Photogenic over there. So yeah, it was just a really good holiday. Believe it or not, I don't have a single picture of myself. It was the type of holiday where all I did was I grabbed some pictures of the kids. I was moving, typical, very busy parent type of thing. The lady I'm dating, she was here, she was cooking, and so we were in business mode. And so I looked up and it got to the end of the holiday, and like I literally I may have 10 pictures, and that includes of my kids. So but this one was great, and so I was really glad to have that one. But the whole holiday was just it was just I am off work. I've been off work this whole time. I don't go back to January 2nd. I am currently inebriated, and that's how I've been spending this whole holiday.
Nice.
And I'm not mad at that.
I ain't mad at it either. We're trying to get through this conversation.
Yeah. So Natasha wanted to be with us tonight, but her dad is ill and she's also not feeling well either. So I told her to take tonight off, but she did send in her pictures. Here is Natasha with her Santa hat on.
Cute.
And there is her little Santa.
That's cute.
And then Kate also sent some pictures in. That's her.
Oh, that's adorable.
Cute.
Her oldest and her youngest, Julian. So they sounds like they had a nice, peaceful time as well. Peace was not my thing. So first off, we had Hector told me like maybe 4 or 5 days beforehand that he was going to have a Christmas party because we had talked about it last month and we said, no, let's not do one. It's too much work. Let's just spend it by ourselves. This is the first holiday we had where no one was coming into town. It was just going to be me and Hector. And then he opted to have a Christmas party. So we had a lot of people over our apartment. Well, first off, before our Christmas party, me and Hector went to the Walnut Room down at Macy's on State Street. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the Walnut Room. It's a big
wow, that's gorgeous.
On the 7th floor of Macy's, and every year they do a big Christmas display in the middle of the restaurant. So we went there and took pictures, and then I'm trying to get all my pictures in order for you guys.
Let us see.
Yeah, and then
let us see the little Gaga.
What did you say?
I said, let us see the little Gaga.
The little Gaga. What are you talking about?
No, La Gaga means let me see the scoop. Give me the scoop,
yeah,
honey.
I'm getting there. So then my friend, one of my best friends, Michael, that's from Chicago, he recently moved to DC 2 years ago, and he hasn't been to Chicago since. And he was in town, and we had not seen each other in like 2 years. So he showed up, and we went to brunch at the Waldorf Astoria, and we took pictures. They have a big display out in the courtyard. So me and Michael took pictures, and we chatted. And then after that, I had an invite. They just opened a Celine store here in Chicago. So me and Michael went to the Celine store. They had a VIP opening, so we went there, shopped a little bit. They had hors d'oeuvres and stuff at Celine. And then that's some more pictures of the store.
Wow.
And the next night was our party. So here are pictures from the party. That's some of our friends, Adam and his friend Gregory. Here's me and my friend Adrian. We had a pajama party, so everybody came in their pajamas. Here's Adrian in his silk robe. He's so extra. And then here's me and my friend Michelle. And there's some people behind you can see. And then here's another picture of me and Michael at the Waldorf Astoria. I'm trying to think what else. It was a constant go all week. And so finally on Christmas, me and Hector got to relax, and we had our little matching pajamas on, and we were just watching movies, opening gifts, and just lounging. I'm trying to think what else. Here are some more pictures. I think
Cute.
from the party. So yeah, as you can see, mine was constant go all week. I didn't get a chance just to relax at all. So, but it was fun. I had a good time. So
it looked like a good time.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah. What'd you say, Brittany?
I said it looked like a good time.
It was a good time. What'd you say, Brandy? I didn't.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. So yeah. So I'm glad everyone had a good holiday. We're going to talk about New Year's at the end of the show. So we'll skip over that right now, and then we're going to get right into our docket because we have a lot to cover. So there's been a trend in Hollywood the past month or so. There's been lots of people coming out of the woodwork as far as allegations and he said, she said, and lawsuits. And so I was really surprised to hear this first one, Method Man. I'm trying to get my notes because we got to be right with all this stuff. Method Man, someone came out and said that he assaulted her back in the 90s. I think she said 93. And get my notes here. Jaden Steele took to her TikTok to explain why models and actors don't come forward, and then went on to allege that she was physically attacked by Method Man. What are our thoughts on this? I know we have Method Man, we have Vin Diesel, we have TD Jakes, we have Diddy. It just seems like every week, not even every week, every other day is someone new. So what are our thoughts on it being in the 90s, 1993? Let's start there. Shaq, do you have anything to say?
I don't find it particularly surprising at all. I mean, so we are, as we were saying earlier, the 90s were like 30 years ago. So
Stop it.
So the versions of these rappers that we see today are 20 years into their career. They are comfortable, financially stable. They have cleaned up their image. Marketing is now a thing. Smart marketing is now a thing, and they've prepackaged themselves. But like the 90s were those little unformed ghetto children from the hood, and they acted, and they behaved poorly. They were behaving poorly, and also it was not the Me Too era. There was no scrutiny. There was no internet. People could be bad and get away with things. So it's not really surprising to me. They were all doing it. They're not doing it now. It's bad for their brand, you know? But I mean, 20, 30 years ago, yeah, it was going down and they were getting away with it. They were young and stupid and ghetto, and, you know, it was what it was. I think, and nobody cared, you know, a lot of people, I think it's funny now for us to maybe feel some type of way about these men getting in trouble, because like boys behaving badly, getting together in the locker room and doing locker room things, that's not really a surprising thing. And I mean, when we look at life before the internet, it was a locker room. The world was a locker room. You know, so we've just now gotten to a place where like this is a thing, and you know, even now, you know, people still getting away with it. You know, it's still tough, it's still scary. You know, Cassie was settled in the day. We're still not entirely talking about it, you know. So I don't find it surprising. What I think is cool though is that people are getting a chance to speak up. I don't know, maybe for them it's just cathartic, you know. I think victims should have an opportunity to speak. I don't know that it does anything. I think that Method Man has been very, very successful in packaging himself today, and I don't think he's going anywhere just in spite of these allegations. So it just is what it is.
Michael, what do you think?
I really like Method Man
Right?
in the role of Davis McLean in Power Book 2. Does anyone watch that show? So this shit makes me extra sad because now is he going to get canceled? I don't know. I feel like it was a different time. That's no excuse. Sure. People do horrible things to each other all day, every day. So if we're going to get into a universe where now everything that everyone's done 30 years ago, 20 years ago, we're going to bring it up today and we have to make a big deal. I mean, at some point, people get exhausted of the constant trauma stuff. I don't know. I'm sad to hear it. I'm not surprised. Also, I wish I cared more. Maybe that says something about me.
Let me say this. I went to go see Color Purple on Christmas, and I don't want to give too much away, but I really like this version of Color Purple because the original, it was up to your interpretation of what happened afterwards. In this version, Mista really, they made it a point to make sure he was redeemable. And during the Color Purple press tour, Taraji said she didn't want to sign on the movie, and Oprah said she didn't want to be executive producer unless there was some way to redeem him. And Oprah said, you know, we don't have any room in our world for cancel culture anymore, because if you cancel everyone who does something wrong or makes a mistake, how do they redeem themselves? How do they become a better person? I really thought that was interesting, an interesting take on it. So I say all that to say, I think everyone's redeemable no matter what kind of mistakes you make. And I don't think, and we've talked about this before, I don't believe that someone's career should just be thrown away because they simply make a mistake or they've done something, 20 years ago or even 10 years ago. Take, for instance, I know Shaq was going to go crazy, but Chris Brown, I think he's really been, he's an unfortunate case, and the industry just really won't give him a break. And he's even been forgiven from his victim, and I think he has paid enough. So at some point, you have to be redeemable, basically.
With all that being said, I'm actually a huge Chris Brown fan. I've never let up from being a fan. And flawed people can make great art.
Brandy, what do you think?
So I watched her clip, and first off, I'm not surprised. I feel like maybe it was just a thing that was happening. Like, you know what I'm saying? Back then it was more acceptable. It was part of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
That might be it. I'm not sure. But I didn't like that in her TikTok, she had said that she had lost her case basically because the lawyers she was using was representing his music firm. To me, that sounds dumb. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like you trying to sue me, but using my lawyer. What you mean?
Right.
So something about that sounds a little bit off. Now she was saying, though, what I can agree with, she was saying that they were basically telling people what she said, her words were pick your battle. So it's like, do you want to move up this way or do you want to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I get that too when it comes to why would people wait 20 and 30 years to come out, why they didn't come out then. I get that. But as far as her using his record label's lawyer to represent her, something about that sounds fishy.
Okay. You're right. Brittany, do you want to go next? Do you have anything to say about this?
I think everybody has kind of said all the things that I was thinking. Like something that Brandy said that really resonated was the fact that she was trying to use his lawyers. Like, you're in New York City. There aren't 1,000,001 lawyers in New York that could assist you with what your issue is. So, like she said, it just sounds a little fishy to me. The people coming out 30 years later, I mean, like Shaq said, it's not surprising. I wish that it wasn't happening to so many African American males, honestly.
Sure.
That part.
But you know, it just kind of is what it is at this point, because it started now. So like you said, it's just going to keep going. Anybody that thinks that they have a story is going to come out and try and tell it. And it's unfortunate for these men, because a lot of them have taken a lot of time to build themselves up and create their image, and they've done so well for themselves to have someone like Shaq said, 30 years ago, these weren't the same men, and who they are today doesn't represent who they were then. So it's really unfortunate. So hopefully this trend slows down, because I really don't like this trend. But like she said, I am happy that people, like the victims, are speaking up, but it's just unfortunate again that it's so many African American males.
Can I ask a question and then we'll move on? I hear a lot of you saying, I'm glad people are speaking up. I'm glad people are being heard. Do you think people would be as vocal if there wasn't a payday attached to it?
No,
yes.
I don't.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. People want attention more than anything, in my experience. They want attention even over money. Of course. Yeah. They're going to say it regardless.
I do think it would. I think that, we have to be, I think that we should all be very careful in talking about money when we talk about victimization. I think it's really easy for us to focus on the fact that people are going for paydays and forget about the fact that no matter how much money you're going for, no matter how shameless you're being, no matter how awful you're going about it, you were probably raped. See, so I think that sometimes this talk about money and fame and stuff overshadows the fact that at some point people were victimized.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's never stop remembering that when people speak up about assault and it's true, something terrible happened to them. And so their behavior afterward isn't what we should focus on, but that's what we focus on. We focus on how they go about it. Did they tell us the way we wanted to hear it? Did they hire the right attorneys? Have they been savage? Have they taken into account that this person has redeemed themselves? Has anybody thought about the fact that they were plundered?
Right.
So I think sometimes we forget about that. And I don't say that to say that people shouldn't be redeemed. I think we need to live in a more nuanced world when we can talk about both. We do. We need to be able to talk about, yes, you can be redeemed, but also you did hurt somebody and you did victimize somebody. And I think the real issue is how we as a people process information. Because all these things ought to be able to coexist. They're not mutually exclusive. We should be able to talk about both. We should be able to talk about, hey, Chris Brown behaved poorly, and also Chris Brown has changed it up and he's doing something different, and people need room to grow. We should be able to talk about both, but we can't. The world is a little too black and white. As my therapist says, we have to live in the gray. And on things like this, I think we need to talk in the gray, right? Mm-hmm. So we can talk about redemption, but we also cannot lose. People are being hurt. People are being raped. People are being beat. And that is awful too. I don't give a damn how many headphones you sell. Like, somebody has to live with that. If you've ever been victimized, if you've ever been sexually assaulted, if you've ever been jumped, if you've ever been victimized in any way, it plays in your life and it can follow you for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
You may never get over it.
I agree with all of that. I really do. I agree with all of it. But we cannot be naive to the fact that everybody in this room, this chat, and everybody around the world saw Cassie make $100 million in 24 hours.
I get it. But you know,
he
could have
hold on, let me finish. So I have to say there is some kind of, we can't say that doesn't play a role at all.
I do think so as well.
I mean, if I could make $10,000 in an hour.
I'm sorry, Brandy, you go.
The amount of people that started coming out after that,
exactly.
that drop, that's the reason why I say that I do feel that people are looking at it as, oh, this could be a quick payday. I have a story. It was just back to back to back. It's just dropping like that. That didn't happen prior to Cassie saying what she said. So that's the only reason why. So, but I
can't argue, because like anything showbiz, right? You better seize the moment.
Right.
And like Cassie, like I like something that Shaq said, like the world was a locker room back in the day. It really was. Everything was in the dark. No one was talking about it. Cassie was the one that was in the locker room and said, you know what, I'm about to snitch on all you motherfuckers. So she's the one that's kind of opened that door. And so now everybody's like, I feel like everybody is playing off of her win, but they don't have all their facts together like she did. So you can't compare what she did to yourself. You have to make sure you have your facts. So there's just so many, and it's so sad. There's so many black men that are being pointed out, but there's no white men. I haven't really heard a lot of white men being pointed out. So, I think as a culture, we still have to remember that no matter how big we get, we have to still be careful because somebody's looking at us to tear us down. And if they can tear us down in any way they can, this is the prime example of all these black men getting torn down because they basically did not cover their tracks.
Yeah. You're right. Let's move on to the same. It's the same subject. Vin Diesel, Fast and Furious star, has been accused of sexual battery in a new lawsuit filed in Los Angeles on Thursday. The suit made possible by post hashtag #MeToo legislation describes an alleged assault in the St. Regis Hotel in 2010. Thoughts, comments, concerns?
The thing I want to say, who did all these people piss off? Like, baby, like it is so crazy. This is random people like Method Man, Vin Diesel, like P. Diddy, we knew. Like we all know P. Diddy. Mm-hmm. But these other random like people that's less being accused, it's just like, who did y'all piss somebody the fuck off and they mad at y'all and they back in the back like, oh well, we finna get these.
I heard whispers of Method Man and they crew, I had heard of stuff like that. But the Vin Diesel
but you gotta it is so crazy to me. Like I don't think it's gonna end. I think it's gonna like get really bad really fast. It's just like, I compare it to COVID, honey. It came like baby came, it destroyed, and she's still here. She just been lurking, honey. So it's just like you're gonna see so many more people that we did not expect. Like random people that you think just got these wholesome looks and they're gonna be getting accused. And it's so sad. But it's the day we live in, and it's really sad.
But where does that though? That's the question. Is like, where does it stop and where do we say, okay, enough is enough? I mean, you can tell your story, but I don't know. I'm just over it already, really. I'm tired of hearing of them. I just hope that it slows down.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to say. I just looped that into the first story because they came out like a day apart. So I wish everybody in these situations the best of luck, all parties.
I think the world is a better place when we can talk about sexual assault. I say that. I think it's important that people get to speak up and people not be in the dark anymore. But I think that the system is already adapting. Now we have the NDAs. Now we have the Me Too. Now people are saying, hey, you can't just come in here. You can't just come in my baby shower. Celebrities are adapting. Everybody's adapting to this. I think we're making the world a better place. Cover your tracks. Everybody's covering their tracks. Sign your papers or don't sign the papers. Get out the party or come up in here and know what you're getting into.
Right. Well, we'll see how this turns out. I'm sure tomorrow and next week there'll be somebody new. So moving on. So this next story is kind of near and dear to my heart. And it's a story with a lot of moving parts. So please give me the time to break it down for everyone. And then we'll talk about it in a forum. Hit girl group In Vogue. Came up to the scene in 1989. They're put together by two producers, Thomas McElroy and Demi Foster. They ruled the charts 89 through really, I'd say the early 2000s when stuff started falling apart. So it is their 30th anniversary. Well, in 2020, it was their 30th anniversary, but we had the pandemic. So now things are starting. You guys see a lot of other girl groups and 90s groups going on tour for anniversaries and reunion tours. And In Vogue has been offered top dollar to do a residency, actually in Vegas. But there's an issue with that. One of the original members, Dawn Robinson, says she's not interested in joining her former group unless the new member, well, not new member, the member who came in after Dawn and Maxine left, Rona Bennett. She was actually on the Mickey Mouse Club. If you watch it in the 90s, she's the one on the left. She is now a part of the group. She's been in the group for, I think, 13 years now. And Dawn Robinson said her and Maxine will not be joining them unless Rona sits out. Dawn feels it's not Rona's 30th anniversary. It's the four. They built the brand. Rona hasn't put the work in building the brand, Dawn feels. And so she said she wants Rona to sit out or her and Maxine won't join. So here's where it gets sticky. In 2018, they reunited and they kind of broke the internet. They got together, they did a show, and that's where all the offers came because people were just so excited. People didn't think they'd ever reunite as five, and they did. And so they reunited and they put on a great show. And so now the offers are coming in, and this Vegas residency, they've offered them top dollar, and Dawn is the only one. Dawn and Max is holding out, but Dawn's kind of in control of her and Max, and then Terry and Cindy are in control of her, Rona, their part. So it's two groups trying to come together, and no one's budging. Terry and Cindy said they're not willing to ask Rona to sit out because she's been in the group longer at this point than Maxine and Dawn, and Dawn says she doesn't think it's fair. So what do we think about this? Like, I never thought we'd see Escape back together, but they got over their issues and they're making money. So why don't we think In Vogue can do it? Let's talk about this. Shaq, you had some interesting things to say when we were talking about this in the group. How do you feel about this?
I have so many thoughts, but the great thing about us always talking amongst ourselves is I can usually refine it a bit by the time I get here. And I think that where I landed after all of the many things that we talked about in the group chat was, when I think about groups and getting back together and the wiseness of it, I think of something like a Destiny's Child. Let's talk about how Destiny's Child is huge, right?
Sure.
Together. And then the group breaks up and then they get back together. But you know what happens when they get back together? They're even more huge, right? So like Destiny's Child, the original four people, the original four, they're huge. Then when they break off and then they go through all their little changes, then they end up they're even more huge. And so when you think about them getting back together, it does make sense. I mean, because each iteration of the group is huge. The one thing I will say in Dawn defense is that with In Vogue, the heyday, the thing that made In Vogue was the original four, right?
Right.
I don't know who this person is who's been with them for 13 years. I get that they have loyalty and love for her because they've been with her so long, so I do get it. But the one thing I can say in Dawn defense, because I firmly believe that Dawn ought to do whatever she can do so that they can get that paper. I was out there with all the girls pretending we was friends so we could get that Vegas residency. That's where the money is. And so I do struggle with the idea that they can't seem to get together and make their money because like inflation is real. But I can say unequivocally that the In Vogue we're looking for is not this one.
It's not. And
the heyday of In Vogue is that four.
Right. And a couple of years ago, I had the opportunity to interview Dawn. And anyone who knows me knows Dawn is, when me and my cousins, Brandy, we used to play In Vogue. And I used to always want to be Dawn. Like, back from when I was like 6 years old. So, like, even like to get to interview her and still talk to her and text her today about stuff is like just crazy to me. But Dawn said something to me. She said, Terry and Cindy said when Rona, when Rona was in the group, they went to number 10 on the Billboard charts. And Dawn said, well, when I was in the group, we went to number 1. Dawn said, I don't do number 10 on the Billboard chart. I do number 1. And I thought that was really kind of telling because...
They went to number 10? What did they make together? As
this picture you're looking at right now, Rocket, that Neo wrote, this went to number 10. On Billboard, I guess. And these girls still look good. They look better than TLC to me. They look better than Escape. They look better than SWV. They are still doing the damn thing.
They're beautiful, they're gorgeous, but when we say we want In Vogue songs, we don't want anything from them, do we? None personal. I mean, whatever they singing, I will listen to.
Those harmonies that In Vogue used to give us. I
want the woo 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 though.
Yeah,
Still In Vogue. We
want to hear the original.
We want to hear the original, and that's what I mean that's why I brought up the Destiny's Child example, because the Destiny's Child example is a great example of I would love to see all of them on tour.
Yeah,
but with In Vogue, I don't need to see them 3 people. I need to give him something he can feel for.
I don't think I would pay for a ticket to go see the new girls. I would pay for the original girls, but I
gotta see the original 4. I want to see the ones who I was sneaking into the living room to watch BET and remember the original video, and they all in there in the and they in the little cigar room. The
red dresses, giving him something he can feel.
Giving him something he can feel. That's the version of Vogue I need. I love them. I'm glad they're around and they have had this longevity. But when you talk about us hardcore fans and us people who are dying to see In Vogue again, we're not dying to see the 3. That's why I bring up Destiny's Child. I want to see the 4 and I want to see the 3. I don't need to see the 3 with In Vogue. So from that perspective.
So I guess my question is, because Dawn kind of knows she's in the driver's seat in a way right now, because the promoters are saying if Dawn and Max aren't part of it, the offer's not on the table. So is that fair? Brandy, what do you think about this?
I don't think it's fair. I feel like that's childish on their end. As far as Maxine and Dawn, I feel like that's childish. Why are you holding up everybody's check? I also feel like even though we grew up on the original 4 haven't done nothing in a very long time. So I feel like the 3 that's left, they have a fan base. So they're probably the ones that want to see that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to see it because we know the originals, but the people that's still keeping them alive want to see them 3. So.
Well, I guess coming from the promoter standpoint, it's the 30th reunion. So we don't even want to talk about anything unless Dawn and Maxine are involved, because it's the 30th. Why would you celebrate the 30th?
They should absolutely be involved. I think all of them can get up there and do it together. Don't cut her out. She stepped up and then played her part since y'all left the group, so I would be offended by that. Hell no, I'm not going nowhere.
Michael, what do you think? Michael, what do you think?
I think In Vogue is immense talent, right? And there's something to be said about the original 4. And I respect, her viewpoint. She's on her own journey, but at the same time, I can't help but think that as we get older, why do we struggle to envision the plate being big enough for everybody, right? It's not clear to me why she's so bothered by this. There's a spot for whatever we can say about the hits of the 4 versus the 3. There's truth to that, sure, but she was carrying the water for all these years and keeping them relevant in some form or fashion, so that there even was a chance for this 30th reunion, right? So she's paid her dues in her own way, and I think there's a path to peace here. So one of her friends needs to sit down with her and say, "Honey, do it for yourself. Heal from whatever is going on here."
Tamar?
Oh, this bothers me. I mean, I don't like when artists don't give the fans what they want. Like, you came on as an artist, as given art, you owe people what they want. Like, as a photographer, my job is to give the client what they want because they're paying me. And so, like, you've had all these fans that have, like, poured their heart, earned money into your whole life, and you're not giving people what they want. And it's like, it's so, this goes to say like people should get unselfish and be more open minded to being, just keep the legend, like keep it going. Like you don't want to let people down, and then all of a sudden people just don't want to fuck with In Vogue.
Right.
You know, it's just like I see so many girls like, I mean, let's go to Destiny's Child. Like, girl, we should have had a Destiny's reunion tour from y'all for so, like, girl, we've been waiting. Y'all was at the Beyonce Renaissance movie together, girl. Why y'all ain't giving us a store? We want to see all y'all. It's like, as an artist, I feel like it's your duty to show up for your fans because these people want it. And set aside your pride and stop being selfish. You never know what, like, Dawn, she never know what this can do for her career. It's not about everybody else. Like, if you open that door, I'm like, you know what? I'm willing to like go here and do this right here, show up. You don't know who's gonna be watching you and be like, hey, girl, come on, I got you. I know what you can do. You can do this. So let's kind of go make this magic over here. I think people just forget as an artist, like people get so consumed in themselves because they've been this person, and then they forget that they still have a job. They still need to show up.
Well, let me read you this quote, and we can go to the next story after this that Dawn said. It says, a quote, "I'll never say never." She said, "My problem is Rona being there. I think she's great. She's never done anything to me. She's not a bad person at all. I do know that she needs to step back if we are going to do a reunion at all. It just needs to be the four of us. Cindy and Terry have gone out and spent time with the fans this whole time representing the group. They use the name Maxine and I helped build to share with the fans. But Maxine and I have not had the chance to be with the fans. I just think we deserve the time with our fans for what we helped build before Rona came along." End quote.
Girl, bye.
No, hey, listen.
But Rona been helping them stay, like I said,
I agree with Taylor.
Relevant.
I agree with Grandy. I agree with both of you. But with that being said, if there was to be a reunion tour and Rona was there and those original two weren't, that would be so disappointing. Now, if there was to be a reunion tour and those two were there and Rona wasn't there, I think the reunion tour would still work.
Of course.
I think it'll be disappointing because people that are still but people that are listening to them now, they're not seeing Dunn and the other Maxine. They are seeing Rona and the other two. So you
got no huge, large, built-in 20-year-old fan.
But that don't matter. Every fan matters. Every fan matters.
The people who listen to In Vogue today listen to In Vogue originally. Y'all, I ain't saying there ain't some young people who done maybe discovered them, but the Chris Brown set ain't listening to In Vogue. Grown-ups are listening to In Vogue, and we are old enough to remember why we listen to In Vogue today, and it started because we listened to him back then. That's all I'm saying.
Shaq, I don't know about that. Let's read the comment first.
The last single actually did really well.
Hold on, Tamar. Jerry said, I saw them in Cancun. They look awesome, and still got it. The last time I saw them, I saw the three. They didn't put on a bad show. You're just what if you went to go see Destiny's Child and you heard them sing "Say My Name" and LaToya was leading it? It wouldn't hit right, would it? Yeah. When I saw them and Rona was singing Dawn and Max's stuff, it wasn't the same.
Listen, I will go.
That's why they need to be there.
I'm not going to a Las Vegas residency to see In Vogue unless it's the original.
Yeah.
Period.
Right.
Otherwise, I catch them on the flip. I get them on Spotify. No disrespect to Rona. I no disrespect to her because I know she's done her job and that's great. But the stars are the stars.
Yeah.
And the stars are the original four. It is what it is.
Well,
but it's like when
I hope they can get it together. I will be there if they're in Vegas. I'll be there with bells on, and I'm tagging Brandy coming with me. So.
But I ain't going to Vegas unless them originals is there. If it's just this three, I ain't gonna see them in Vegas.
Exactly.
Was it gonna be?
Okay.
Was it gonna
That's like
be?
a 4-hour flight. I better get that original. What's it gonna be?
Let's move on. Married to Medicine's Dr. Jackie issues an apology for her comments about Black women crying wolf, end quote, throughout their pregnancy. This has caused a lot
Mm-hmm.
When I first heard it, I was like, okay, what's the big deal? And then I start reading comments, and people are saying, you know, and I have to explain this because being someone Black, it's already hard for doctors to believe you. It's hard to get good health care. Just being transparent with me, you know, I have a lot of back problems. I've had a lot of surgeries, and, you know, I don't appear as someone who looks like they're in pain. And when I go to these doctors, sometimes they think you're drug seeking. They think, oh, you're not in pain. You're crying wolf. And so it really makes sense when I start reading the comments and people were saying, oh, well, it's hard to get good health care already. So when you have a Black doctor who's one of the top Black OBGYNs in the country make a comment like that, it's kind of
co-signing that bullshit.
Yeah. So, Brandy, what do you think about this?
I hate it the most because, like you said, it's already hard enough for people of color to get the care that they need. I've heard of white people feeling like we don't feel pain the same as they feel pain, or we can handle it differently than they can handle it. So this is some shit that been passed down in generations where they already believe it. So for a Black doctor to step up and say some bullshit like that to try to make that shit sound true, somebody need to knock her in her fucking head.
Yeah.
And by knock her in her fucking head, I mean knock her fucking head off.
Yeah, people are calling for her to be
let me tell y'all something. She sat her ass on that couch in that chair on the last episode and got so Star Trek because Kamala Harrison came on that screen. She was like, oh my God, this is such a good idea. But let alone you've been feeling this way about Black women, but you sat on this TV show and did the opposite. But then this video that came out of you. So it's like, you know, you got to watch what you say because it's always going to come back and bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
And so, like,
go ahead.
She needs to get counseled. I think she needs to get removed from the show because basically this sends a mixed signal to me. Like, if you're gonna say one thing, and this is the episode of you talking to the president of the United States of America, not only does it look bad for Bravo, it looks bad for Kamala Harris because she said on TV and talked to you about this situation, and then the Black voters are looking at it like, okay, did Kamala Harris know about this? Like before she even walked into this situation, talking to Dr. Jackie about the whole thing. It's like, you know, it is already hard for Black people in general to get insurance. And for you to sit up here and say what you said, it just made the whole thing look stupid.
Well, now more things are coming out. They're saying that Dr. Jackie saying she accepts Medicaid, and when she really doesn't see any Medicaid patients.
No.
And so now a lot of stuff, her clients, a lot of her patients are going to see other doctors now. So it's really going to snowball. Michael, legally, is this going to affect her legally at all?
You know, all professional careers, doctor careers, generally have some type of state licensure, and there is a board of ethics that you can be, I guess, reported to for certain types of behaviors or whatnot. In this instance, it's probably likely that she will be reported to the state agency that's responsible for overseeing doctors, and she'll probably have to undergo a hearing, maybe an investigation, and there could be some consequence from it. You know, very ill-advised move. And the facts show otherwise, right? So I don't understand this one.
Sure.
Watching a person self-destruct real time.
Shaq, this is down there in your neck of the woods. Have you heard
Yes,
anything about this?
I am a Northside Hospital patient. Mm-hmm. That is my primary network. I love Northside, by the way. I've had great experiences with them. They've taken excellent care of me, and I highly recommend them. I also recommend that you have good insurance. If you go, but if you have good insurance, I highly recommend them. With that being said, oh Lord, Doctor, there are two things here that stood out to me. The first one is, so I it's not something I often talk about on here, but I'm a writer. And so when you are a writer, because like I want to be clear here, if you think I'm composed tonight, I'm drunk as a skunk. But I'm a writer. I can talk. You know, it's a skill set. And so I think that we now live in a world where everybody has a camera in their face, everybody has a microphone in their face, and so often what we are encountering with people is that people aren't very well poised at all, and people aren't good speakers or good writers or good talkers. And I think that a lot of people end up getting in trouble who maybe shouldn't get in trouble because people just aren't really good at expressing themselves. They're not really good at putting their words together. That's why people need publicists, and that's why people need writers, and because people aren't very good with this language. The English language, it's a shit show, and people tear it up all the time, and they brutalize it, and we misunderstand them. And so it's interesting to see stuff like this, and you realize that people just really aren't that very well spoken, and so they end up saying all the wrong things. With that also being said, I think what Dr. Jacqueline or whatever has done here has exposed how dangerous healthcare is for Black women, right? Because this is a Black woman speaking like this. Look how ignorant and cavalierly she spoke about her own kind. Now you can see how easy it is for white people to just say crazy things and think crazy things of us. Even we do it to ourselves. I think what she did was highlighted how dangerous it is for us, because even when we're with our own, we still run the risk of encountering that type of ignorance, even with our own. Like, we aren't even safe with our own, and that's terrifying. And so maybe that needed to be exposed. Maybe we needed to hear it, not just to see that it exists, not just in the white community, but in the Black community. We can be our own.
Absolutely.
That shows us that it's not just white people that feel that way.
But it's also terrifying. It really shows how dangerous it is for us. And anything that really shows how dangerous it is for us and really amplifies that makes it a priority for change to happen. So in the worst way possible, she's helped. I don't know that she's helped her career, but I think it may have helped us. We're not crying wolf. Even our own are getting up there and saying something, and hearing it from her made it sound even dumber. It was like, girl, what? And so that way, maybe it helped us. And so maybe that's the gift in it. But I'm with Michael. I mean, man,
and the mortality rate for African American women during childbirth is crazy compared to our counterparts.
Yeah.
As a mother myself, who has actually had to advocate for myself and ended up having an emergency C-section, a child who was born 3 months early, only because I had to advocate and say, no, something's wrong. Nobody believed me. But once I kept saying it, it's like, oh, we'll do tests. And then end up finding out that my son, he needed to come early. So it's really unfortunate that she would even open her mouth to say that when the statistics are there.
But where do the numbers are there? Come from? Often it comes from ourselves. If you don't love you, how will others? So if we think poorly of ourselves, how can we ever get others to see us differently? And so she exposed that. But I can also say, with that being said, that again, I say this to people all the time. Regular folks. The average American is not a writer. They are not very good with their words, and they aren't prepped, and so you get to talking on camera, and you get conversational, and you get the hee hawing, and you think you're having a sister girl moment, and you can stick your foot in your mouth.
Well, she's a doctor. I'm sure she had just enough education.
Let's be very clear here, y'all. What I do as a writer is it's not the same. There are specialties in the world. There are people who are good at writing. There are people who are good at singing. There are people who can use a scalpel. You can't read your doctor's handwriting. Just because they can do brain surgery doesn't mean that they can compose a great sentence.
But what she said was extremely ignorant.
It was beyond ignorant. And I'm not giving her a pass, but I am highlighting that sometimes not being better with your words, not having your words together, you can say some stuff that you can't walk back. And so do I think that this doctor is completely just ignorant? I don't know. It's a
well, I think it's unfortunate, and I'm almost where Brandy is, because unless you deal with doctors on a regular basis like we do, it's hard, and this makes it harder. Somebody needs to knock her fucking head off. So
it's scary. It's scary, and to know that medicine is her brand. And hey, at least we know that Black women aren't crying wolf, man. You even got people like her getting up there saying stupid mess like that on TV to a presidential hopeful, and it's like, wow, it's hard out here for Black people. Y'all remember when Serena Williams was talking about what she went through? Like, man.
Yeah. Well, let's move on. This next story is a big story here in Illinois. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. the NAACP Illinois State Conference President Teresa Haley was recorded in a virtual meeting calling migrants savages. Now, everyone knows that this migrant issue is a huge issue all over the country, but specifically here in Chicago, because Governor Abbott of Texas and our governor and our mayor are kind of going head to head. And as soon as the migrants get there in Texas, they put them on buses and just come and drop them off. We had, this week alone, we've had over 10,000 migrants being dropped off in Chicago. And they'll drop them off at a gas station, they'll drop them off at a police station and just leave them there. And so now our city council has come up with a rule that if the buses drop them off without permission, they will impound the buses. Well, Governor Abbott of Texas said, okay, you're going to impound our buses? Well, we're going to put them on private jets and fly them there. You can't impound our plane. So now every other day, we're getting like anywhere from 500 to 1,000 migrants a day, every day. And so she was fed up, and she was quoted saying, you know, let me get the quote she said. She said, these immigrants we got coming over here, they've been raping people, they've been breaking into homes. They're like savages as well, Haley says. They don't speak the language, and they look at Black people like we're crazy because we're the only people in America who were brought over here against our wills and were slaves sold into slavery. I'm trying not to be rude, Haley said, but this is what's going on. So people are calling for her resignation because she called them savages. And I think she maybe was just very passionate. Like we just said in the previous story, sometimes people say the wrong thing, you know, when they're talking and they're passionate about something. People are wanting her to be to step down from the president of the NAACP. And she released a statement and said, end quote, I love and value all members of our communities, including immigrants. I have worked tirelessly to advocate for the undeserved and the voiceless. I remain focused on denouncing injustices, racism, and discrimination, end quote. Shaq, I'll throw it to you first. What do you think about this story?
This story infuriates me. It absolutely infuriates me, and I'll tell you why. Because the real story here isn't that stupidity she said. Let me just say this. I mean, I'm low-key mad at her because I just need her to be better with her words. You know you can't count nobody as savage in 2023. You know you can't say that word. I need you to do better, sis. But the reason that this story infuriates me is because she's the story and not Texas. And that foolishness they pulling. We're dropping because we're not talking enough about how they're doing that. They literally do that. They get those people and they just drop them anywhere. Let me tell you something. If you come get me right now and you drop me off in Alpharetta, I'm gonna be pissed. You hear me?
Right.
I don't live in Alpharetta. What's out here? Do I have money? Can I call somebody? I no longer remember phone numbers because we have cell phones now. So they are taking people. These people come in. They are from another country. These people are desperate. These people don't. She's right. They may not speak the language. They're running for whatever reason, which are probably valid reasons. And then they just drop them, not even where they were going, but in a whole nother state. And you know what happens when you drop people in states? Social services is overrun. All right. I was here in Atlanta in college during Katrina. And people were everywhere because a lot of people came here and it was overwhelming, right? So social services wasn't ready. They really did their best to help people and accommodate people. But you could see the change that happened in the city because people were everywhere. So, you know, this even in times when people are on the same accord, because people are on the same accord. We're taking people from Katrina. We're bringing them here. We're giving them apartments. And it was still kind of a nightmare in the beginning because there's a chain of command that needs to take. There are steps that need to take place to help people. All right. So now these people in Texas are doing this without any of that cooperation, without any of that communication with the whole cities. They just take them where and drop them. And now you got 10,000 people. Where are these people gonna go? Social services has to intervene. Are they prepared to help these people, these children? That mess is crazy. And the story here It's not that this is happening. It's that this woman is overwhelmed by what's going on in her city and says some dumb stuff. And I'm
No.
Michael, I was gonna speak to Michael.
No, I completely disagree. I'm infuriated for a different reason. She should resign immediately. This is why to indigenous people. Everyone gets so mad when it's every other race that's under attack. But let me tell you, to use that word, which I will not even repeat, to use that word and then say, well, she maybe spoke badly, or there's an immigration crisis, so maybe there's something that justifies this. There is nothing. That was horrible. And she should go. It really is that easy.
I'm mad at Michael. I mean, if she would have been talking about all them niggas out there, I'd have been mad too. So
right?
Let me intervene.
Texas is the story.
Let me explain to you guys. Let me try to give you a picture, if you can imagine this. So, each neighborhood here in Chicago has like an armory or like a school or something that the city is using. So in our neighborhood, there's an armory where they used to have the Boys and Girls Club, where the senior programs used to be, the Senior Ecumenical Center, where you could go and get food, loaves, and fishes. They've cleared all of that out to house these migrants. So now there are programs that the seniors are missing out on. There's programs that the neighborhood kids are missing out on. Also, we have a Whole Foods like 2 blocks from my house. The migrants are going into Whole Foods, stealing food, and just walking out. And no one does anything about it. And I asked the lady, I said, are they allowed to do that? And she's like, well, if you did it, I'd have to call the police. But for them, there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
Even how we're talking about this is calling them migrants. I think we should probably use different language. Not much about this conversation is coming from a place of compassion. I don't think at all.
Right.
I think
humans, just like all of us, they're just placed. They were forced from their homes under threat of violence, rape, murder. What they have gone through to get anywhere here. To say they are they go in there. Those migrants go in there. Come on.
So it's okay that they can go in there and just steal whatever they want. And
it's not. I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm saying to refer to this group, those migrants, these people. We know the effect of that language. All of us know the effect of that language. It's not right. That's not fair. The problem is the problem. I agree with you all there.
Yeah,
it's a problem. But to talk about these people in such a way, no.
I think that none of this conversation takes place, or this part of the conversation takes place, if Texas did the right thing, which is kept the people and helped the people, because Texas should be helping people. Texas, first of all, Texas is big enough. They have room. They have room. With that being said, Texas should be helping these people, and they should keep the people. I think, and so I think that, and I'm not saying that what's happening. I understand what Michael was saying, and I'm not saying that what happened there is right. But what I am saying is that if you are going to take these people, put them on jets or planes and just drop them in cities, we're going to run into situations like this where people are frustrated and they blow up because you're overwhelmed.
But this goes to say, where the fuck is the government? Like, where's the president of the United States?
Right.
Why are they not intervening? Like, it's so crazy to me. This is the thing. Like, this country is set on the freedom of speech. People come here, have a better life. And I feel like the immigrants that are coming here, they are escaping from so many different places, and we do need to have compassion. I just think the government, what the fuck is? It's like the president is not even stepping in this situation and handling. This is why I say we are worried about so much going on in other countries that we're not focusing on things that's going on in our fucking country right now. This is an issue, and it can be handled if they would just handle it. But then you got a governor of a state that's taking innocent people, and taking them to other cities and enforcing them into these cities. And these people are just trying to come over here. And, granted, everybody's in the wrong. They should be stealing food. But then also, too, that's all they know. They're from a country where they have to steal. They don't know no other way. So you have to teach people things.
I think they just hungry.
I don't want to hear
no. But no, this is my thing. This is why I say, like, she do need to resign, because she shouldn't have said what she said and then say that we came over here on slave ships. You can't compare the two. Like, it's a new day. You cannot compare the two. I don't think that's right.
Brandy,
but I also don't.
I'm sorry, Tamar.
No.
Finish your thought.
No, I just also think that it's just not right that these governors are fighting amongst each other to like pick and choose what immigrant is going to go to what city. It's like
It's
you're
a
playing
great
these people
way.
like chess pieces.
I think
Brandy,
the
what?
right
And I
way
think,
for white people to behave poorly is to pit minority groups against minority groups. I think that's a
Brandy,
really great way.
Brandy, what do you think she needs to resign?
Um, Probably so. I mean, what she said was shitty. I don't know if she should lose her job behind it, or maybe she needs to like what do they call that when you step down, not resign, but like demoted.
Okay.
mm-hmm.
That might be an option for
I
her.
wouldn't lose sleep if she
Um,
lost a job. I can lose my job for being late too many times. So you know.
One of my issues that I have with the whole situation is how are we making it so that these people are getting into programs and are getting homes and things like that when there's so many hungry, homeless Americans. That's a more of an issue to me, but another time, another
You know, y'all,
conversation.
there is a reason
Uh,
why anytime there's a disaster flick, you see us going to other countries and needing help. Like we've been fortunate that it hasn't happened to us yet, but Lord Jesus, may it never be us.
Because
we
they
have.
won't take us. Don't nobody want us. Ain't
But
nobody coming
You're
to
okay.
don't
Texas.
nobody want them. That's what I'm saying. Nobody wants anybody. But things happen.
If something
Where is
happens
the
to America, where we gonna
humanitarianism?
go?
Why aren't we better human beings?
hmm I agree with what Pam said. We have our own homeless from this country that need services. Jerry also said no one should lose their job. Yeah, I agree. Maybe some sensitivity training. But the NAACP, we are already we're fighting. So I don't think, and it's hard to get people to even who are passionate about the fight the NAACP does. So I don't think that we need to be firing anyone. Um,
I don't know.
I'm over here in it, so I think I have a different. Michael says, "Yeah, we shouldn't be saying this. We shouldn't be saying that." It's
If this was a white person using a word that we should never use towards your community, I promise you wouldn't be saying that right now. So come on, let's just move on to
Yeah.
something else and
But I
not
also
minimize
feel like
fake
if it
things
was a
that
white
undermine
person,
people who are struggling. You know, I agree the immigration issue is a problem, and if you're in the cut, that's one thing. But to forgive hate speech because times are tough.
Yeah.
I feel
She
like
just
if it was a white person talking about it, they wouldn't be talking about no resignation. I feel like our
I just
punishments are always harder and crueler. So
I
I
think
agree.
the
I
word
agree.
savage is the N word for other. I have to agree with that. It's and we know that. We know that.
We know
it's
what.
incredibly insensitive.
We
It's
know. We know
incredibly
we shouldn't
inappropriate.
call. We know we shouldn't call Hispanic people savages. We know we
I,
shouldn't.
I just think her statement that she gave was a contradiction to what she came out and
Yeah.
actually said. Like it was a contradiction. You can't go from being saying this over here and then saying, "Oh, I'm fighting for injustice," when you're saying the total opposite. So it's basically she's not being a good representation of what she's presenting. Her representation is not giving.
Okay, I have a
That's what I
question right
feel.
quick.
What,
Are
Brandy?
they behaving like savages? Not obviously everyone don't act like that, but I'm saying in general, are they cutting up like that?
Let me answer this
But
question. So what's happening is yes. The crime in our neighborhood has went up tremendously. We've had a lot of break-ins. We've had females who come home late, off the train, be assaulted. We had in our neighborhood. We also in our neighborhood we have like they came over here with no money, no clothes, and you see them standing out in front of the liquor store with Bluetooth devices. They have loud music. They're drinking, and so it looks like okay, you guys are coming over here. You're needing help, but where are you getting money for alcohol to be hanging out and hanging out? You
Mhm.
know, it's
This
No.
stop.
We,
This is too much.
we're speaking about
This
this.
is too much. What do you expect them to do?
Yeah.
They're underhomed. They have no resources. They don't even want to be where they're at. They don't even know the language. Come on.
I mean, I have to agree with Michael there. If you bring a people, you plop them. Not even they were at least going to Texas. Maybe they had a plan going to Texas. Maybe they knew people there. Instead, you
that part.
Get to Chicago. Now they're there. They don't have. They aren't citizens. They may or may not have ID. They aren't legally able to do much of anything. I'm sure there's an organization giving them some phone and some resources so that they can get, I don't know, some government kickbacks or whatever, you know, so they can clear whatever for their tax refunds. Now you sit these people here. I mean, I don't know what you expect them to do. And anytime you are dealing with poor communities, you are going to see crime. You know what stops crime? Resources. When jobs are introduced into poor communities, when they are given higher pay, better pay, good jobs and housing, most of the crime typically dries up. This is across the board. No matter what the color of the people are, when people have, most of them just don't do bad stuff.
Okay,
the sociopaths. Give everybody good jobs, give everybody money, give everybody resources, and then you find the real crazy people, because real crazy people are going to be crazy no matter what.
Yeah.
But most times, crime goes down when people have resources and they're safe and they're comfortable. If you're just throwing them people into the city, this is going to happen.
Hold on, Jerry's right, because Jerry lives here in Chicago. She said they have plenty of resources, and they do. They have resources that other people have not gotten. So it's a problem. If you're going to do one for one, you got to do it for both. Also, with that said, I will be the first to say, if a nigga's acting like a nigga, I'm going to call them a nigga. If I'm black or white or whatever. There's not a racist bone in me. If you're acting like that at the time, that's what I'm going to call you. There's no...
We got to go back.
Just makes you a jerk. Honestly,
I'm not biased at all.
We got to go back to Texas. Can we get back to the point, which is that Texas is shipping these people out?
That is exactly
the second problem.
That is exactly what I'm saying. It's like the government. It's not. This is the thing. They don't have a private jet to fly.
Okay.
These people is putting them on these jets, and so it's like the governors of both states need to stop being prideful. And they need to let down that guard and stop thinking about like, well, let's fight you. Let's fight you. No, I don't know who's letting them in the country, because the government has to be doing it. So they need to get control of the borders if that's an issue, and then do what needs to be done. But you can't it's like the government is just doing shit for no reason. And that's what it's going to.
This country is immigration. Talking about borders just annoys me, because ain't none of us from here.
Right. Okay, let's move on. It's getting heated. Well, our boy Kanye is back in the news.
Hey.
He has, and this is very surprising to me. He's come out and apologized. He and I think maybe he has an album coming out. He tweeted this the other day. I quote, I sincerely apologize to the Jewish community for any unintended outbursts caused by my words or actions. It was not my intention to hurt or demean, and I deeply regret any pain I may have caused. I am committed to starting with myself and learning from the experience to ensure greater sensitivity and understanding more in the future. Your forgiveness is important to me, and I am committed to making amends and promoting unity. And followed by that, this was the ADL tweeted this after causing untold damage by using his vast influence and platform to poison countless minds with vicious anti-Semitism and hate. An apology in Hebrew may be the first step on a long journey towards making amends to the Jewish community and all those who he has hurt. Ultimately, actions will speak louder than words, but this initial act of you guys, I can't see. Sorry. Can somebody read that?
Contrition
is welcome.
Is welcome. Sorry, I need glasses. Woo, real ones. Okay, so that tweet came out, and I didn't have a problem with that tweet. But then this tweet came out. Dear Kanye, read this upside down. Go fuck yourself. Love the Jews. So, in talking about redemption, like we were earlier, if someone is apologizing and trying to do better from the looks of it, we have to let them try to redeem themselves. You can't come back and say, go fuck yourself, because that's not gonna, where are we gonna start? So what do we think about Michael? Let's start with you.
Where was the apology? He might as well have said, "I'm sorry that you feel that way." I would have said, "Go fuck yourself." Also, this is the person who still has his head all the way up his ass.
That part.
Brandy?
Very well scripted apology.
Mm-hmm.
If it does mean something to the Jews, I'm glad for them, because they do deserve an apology. But I feel like Kanye speaks how he feels. So that shit he said about the Jews, he meant that shit, in my opinion.
Okay. Tamar.
In the words of Nene Leakes, I said what I said. They said what they said, and they ain't changing. They ain't gonna change. That's what she told Candy. She not changing, girl. I mean, the thing is, he's trying to promote an album. He's trying to come out looking like a good person because no one's like really fucking with him right now. So he's trying to do any and everything to get his good name back. I think that is good that he apologized. They're not gonna forget what he did because he did a lot of treacherous shit to them for no reason. Like he came out of the blue. We were all like, "What the fuck is going on?" But it goes to say like anything you say, you can completely be canceled without a blink of an eye. You have to be very careful and conscious of what you do and what you say. And unfortunately, like those people from that culture is very hard of forgiving to people. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do to redeem himself. So good luck.
Brittany, are you there?
I am.
What do you think?
I don't have much to say about this topic, so you should probably just pass me.
Okay.
Like
I said, Kanye, he has an album coming out, and I'm sure a tour, and so we'll see how this is going to affect any of that. What I can say about Kanye, his stands are like Beyonce, so no matter what he does, his stands are going to stand. Just like Beyonce, go out and probably shoot somebody, her stands are going to stand. Just like Trump, whatever he's for, his people, his base roots for him. So
they crazy like the Barbs. Them people is crazy.
I'm not even going with Nikki tonight. Let's move on. So our last issue on the docket tonight, Billy Porter has come out and said we actors are 3 months away from homelessness. Well, quote, we actors are 3 months away from homelessness, end quote. There's other Black actors who have come out. Gabrielle Union, Taraji has used her Color Purple press docket to say she has not been making the money she feels that she needs to make. The problem I have with this is because I am an actor. I think we should be paid what we should be paid what we're worth. And I have a problem with it because when Monique a couple years ago came out and was asking everyone to stand with her and to boycott Netflix, people were telling her to shut up. And you need to be grateful for what you have. You are a diva. But no one's saying that now. And now everyone wants everyone to stand up behind them. So what do we feel about this? Shaq, I know you were saying something in the group about this. Can I also segue? I wish somebody would get Billy Porter and do his hair. Because he always...
Girl, hair, makeup,
he always...
the teeth.
But
he looked like a...
Or there. Shaq, what do you think about this?
I think... I didn't write the name down now. It fails me now. Because I love to show an example of something that's already happened in order to make a point. And so in this instance, I think of how, when we think about Rosa Parks, right? And what Rosa Parks did for the civil rights movement. What we now know is that before Rosa Parks sat down on the bus, another young girl did, right? Mm-hmm. And I hate it. Like I said, I wrote the name down. It fails me now. Definitely bring all the drinks I had before this before this live. But that's a great example of what we see here when we're talking about what's going on with Monique, right? So this young girl, she sits down first and she does it, right? Mm-hmm. And then later on, the movement gets behind Rosa Parks. And we now understand it's common now, you can read about it now, that the powers that be felt that Rosa Parks was a better representative, right? And so I think that's kind of what happened with Monique. as opposed to somebody like Taraji speaking. Sometimes the person who speaks first just isn't the best representative. They're not the one that people want to get behind. They're not the one that people like. They're not the person. They're the way they deliver it isn't the way that people want it delivered. It's not packaged properly. I think that's what happened with Monique. You know, sometimes being the first to the gate doesn't make you the winner. Sometimes it's the best person at the gate. You know, it's the one who's more eloquent, who's more composed, who has a movie out, who's more likable, who's more whatever. And I think that's what happened with Monique. Monique just wasn't the spokesperson that people wanted to get behind. And is that right?
No.
No, but it is what it is. Them the breaks in life. Sometimes you're not the one that people want to hear it from. Sometimes your delivery just didn't hit. You know, yeah. sometimes you know, Effie was great, but they wanted Diana Ross. You know, that is the unfortunate thing about this life.
Michael, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with what he's saying. You know, it's unfair, but I think more than anything, this is out of touch. I know a ton of people that are 3 months away from homelessness or less, and so why am I supposed to feel sorry about a famous actor? You know,
right? Yeah, I really agree with you there. Yeah,
that part. Times are very hard, and it is very hard anyway to sympathize with people who are just living a little bit above the pay grade. You know, when you're talking to people and they're talking about, oh, well, I lost my house. You know, I know people who will never qualify for a house.
Right, exactly.
That part.
Yeah. Brandy?
Wasn't Monique kind of like behind the scenes and washed up during that time? Like nobody was really checking for her.
Yeah.
And so I feel like people were looking at her like she was just talking shit or playing victim. Like, okay, you're broke now. Now you want to say this. But now that, like you said, we have better representation, Taraji and them got a movie going on right now. I seen a clip of Howard saying what little bit of money he got paid for Hustle and Flow.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? More people coming out. Now it's more believable.
And Taraji
people that are in the limelight, presently in the limelight. You know what I'm saying? Well, so you might believe it more than Monique's old broke ass. Like somebody would think that. I'm not saying that's what she is, but some people was probably thinking that. Like, oh,
Taraji had a good delivery, right? She was crying and she seemed eloquent and she looked nice and she was, you know, Monique was on there like, y'all ain't paying, you know, fuck Oprah.
Well, this is the thing. This is Monique. It all started with, first off, she Precious. She was only paid a very little amount of money, and they wanted her to do a press tour, kind of the likes of The Color Purple. You know, we've seen them everywhere for the last 3 weeks. And she said, no, I've already done my contractual obligation. I'm not going to do any more for free. So that kind of made people start calling her a diva. And then when Netflix had offered her, you know, we're going to offer you $300,000 for an hour special, but you offered Amy Schumer, who is not funny and who's not been in the game as long as Monique. You offered her, what, $500,000 or $1 million? And you offered Monique this little change. So I guess I get where she was coming from there. Because she's paid her dues, she's grinded, and then to offer me these pennies, and you offer this white woman who is not funny and who's not as talented as I am, who's not been in the industry long as I am, you know, all this money. Hey, I have an issue with that. So maybe her delivery wasn't as soft as Taraji's or, you know, Billy Porter's, but she still had the same. I think.
But in this world, it ain't what you say. That's how you say it. It just is what it is.
All right, so let's move on to my favorite part of the show. We have Fashion Files. We have a lot of looks to go through this week. There was a lot of holiday parties. There was just a lot of stuff going on. Color Purple press tour, a lot of stuff going on. So let's get into, some of these looks. First, we have Brittany. Are you there? Brittany?
She said no, she's not there.
Okay.
Get her back.
Going on, we have first off, we have Kathy Hilton. We have her in Alice and Olivia. I like it. I say yay. Tamar, yay or nay?
Nay.
Okay. Brandy,
Nay.
Michael.
Normally I like Kathy Hilton's style, but this one looks like cushion on a sofa, so it's an A for me.
Okay. Shaq.
You know, I don't know what happened here, but she just, I'm gonna give her a thumbs up. Do you, boo?
Hold on, I'm trying to get Brittany in here.
Yeah, I ain't even mad at sis. Isn't she an older lady? Good for her.
Yeah, Kathy Hilton's in her early 70s or late 60s.
I ain't even mad at you, sis. Go ahead, boo. Go ahead, girl. Yep.
Go on, boo. Do you, boo?
Thumbs up.
Brittany, yay or nay? Allison Olivia on Kathy Hilton.
I love this outfit. I love the ostrich feathers are my thing right now, so I love this.
Ostrich feathers are the thing right now.
Yes,
they're
I love
everywhere.
it.
So,
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, moving on. We have get my notes. I saw this at the fashion show when they first showed it. I had never saw it on anyone because on the fashion show they just had it in mannequins. But we have Wang Chul in Vetements. I love what Vetements is doing right now. Vetements creative director is Denma. He's the same one who's Balenciaga's creative director. I think it's whimsical. I love it. Brittany, what do you think?
I love this too. It actually is kind of reminiscent of the of what Kim wore for her Christmas party, and I was in love with that.
Okay.
So I really do like this.
Okay, Tamar, yay or nay? What do you think?
Yeah, she looks like a fucking goddess, like sickening. I love her. Sickening.
All right, Brandy.
Nay.
Okay, Mike.
Nay. Honestly, it looks cheap.
Okay. Shaq.
I don't know. There's so much fabric. I just no.
All right. Moving on, we have the West women. We have Chicago. We have North and Kim at their Christmas party. Kim is wearing Mugler. Actually, hold on, you guys. I need to upload something really quick, so I want you guys to see it. Next, side by side. Where's that picture at?
You know you rich when your Christmas party picture is a part of somebody's fashion files. Like,
so this look that North has on is actually
ain't that her daddy jacket?
It's her dad. Her dad wore it to the Met Gala. It's this is Balmain, and Kim has put everything in storage of Kanye so her kids can have it and cherish it. But North loves her dad, and I just love the relationship they have. But I think that's really cool. So she's wearing his jacket. That's like I said, Balmain. And Kim's in Mugler. Brittany, do you love it? What do you think?
I absolutely love it. This was the dress that I was just speaking about in reference to the last picture.
Oh, Mugler. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I do love this dress. I love Chicago's dress, and I do love that North went and pulled her daddy's old jacket and pulled it together with the whole, because everybody kind of had this color on. So I really think it's cute. I love how Kim lets her girl do her thing. So.
Right, and Kim North is a whole vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, Tamar.
I love this. I think this is very appropriate. She looks like a mother with her kids, and they look amazing in front of the Christmas trees. I love this.
Brandy.
I think they look great. I love North's little get up. Kim's dress. I love all of it. It's a really nice picture.
All right, Michael.
Polished, sterile, conspicuous consumption. I don't know. Wealthy doing wealthy things.
That part.
All right, Shaq.
I mean, I'm cool with it. They look rich.
All right, moving on. We have. Let me see who is this next. Oh, we have Oprah, and she is wearing This is the color purple press docket tour. Oprah's wearing Oscar de la Renta. I absolutely love this. The picture doesn't do it justice. The jacket is like sequins and it ombre sequins, and then she has the lavender silk on underneath it. Love it. Brittany, what do you think?
I could have loved this more had it been fit a different way. I do love the craftsmanship of the jacket. I love the pant. I love the color. I just don't like the fit on her. That's it.
Okay. Tamar?
I really like this for her because it's appropriate for her age. That jacket alone, I mean, it's a statement piece. You don't need anything else to add to the jacket because it's speaking volumes. So I like this on her.
Okay.
I want that jacket.
I like the jacket. I like the pants. I don't like them together.
Okay. Michael?
I love it. I think any look where you can wear pajamas with the jacket is a look for me. So
Right. And Shaq?
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan. It's giving me all the age appropriate look goodness that we didn't get from the chick earlier in the what was that animal she had on?
Kathy Hilton, ostrich feathers?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Moving on. We have who do we have next? We have Beyonce and Pat Bow.
Yes.
I like it. I want to see Beyonce be a little bit more comfortable sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like Beyonce's always like in couture. And to me, that gets old.
That's true.
Yeah. Brittany, but I like it. Brittany, what do you think?
I love this. I love anything denim on denim is my thing. I love it. Beyonce has been killing shit lately. So I like this for her. But I do agree with you. We don't really get to see her as relaxed as we could. And she has a beautiful body. She could do a lot with that body. So I agree with you. I do wish they would do more with.
I would love to see her like in some streetwear, like relaxed streetwear sometime. But yeah. Brandy, what do you think?
I think it's just okay.
Okay. Tamar?
Beyonce has been killing it, but I feel like it's too polished the way she's been doing everything.
That's
like
what I mean. Yeah.
It's very too polished. And, like I feel like she's been giving me Rihanna looks. This is a Rihanna look right here. But I would love to see her just like let loose. Like she's too polished and she's not really. She looks stiff to me. Like she looks stiff in that picture. Like she's so like, oh my god, take the picture. But yeah, I love this look, but not on her.
Okay, Michael.
I honestly didn't even recognize it was Beyonce at first glance. I mean, Canadian tuxedo but high fashion. Let's get into it.
Yeah,
that part.
Shaq.
Baby, I don't mess with the beehive. She looks amazing.
They will get you, girl.
All right, moving on. We have
Wonderful.
This is the first time she's ever been on our list. We have and we haven't seen her in a while due to the controversy she's going through. We have Lizzo in an oversized Rafe Simmons cable knit sweater and Dior shoes. This sweater actually sold out in less than an hour. It's impossible to get. And I think it retails for $4,500. Brittany, what do you think?
I love it.
I love it too. I love anything oversized.
Yeah, I do too. And I love when people wear oversized like sweaters as dresses. I just love that. Her shoes are fire. She looks good.
Now, like we just said, I would love to see Beyonce in something like this. It looks comfortable. It looks relaxed. It looks like you can go see a movie in it, or you could go to Mr. Chow or Nobu in it. So
yeah, true.
There's both. Tamar?
Lizzo does no wrong to me. Her fashion is always on point. Yeah, like you said, it is bittersweet what she's going through. I hope that, like, she's another one. I hope she comes out of the situation because nothing has been disclosed. But this is epic. Like, she looks fucking amazing, as always. I love her.
Brandy?
I love the shoes. I don't feel like that dress is all that flattering.
Okay. All right, Michael.
You know, I think you can get a cheaper version at CVS. That blanket you put on, you put your arm through it, maybe in that color too. I don't know.
Yeah, this also came in neon green, but that is also.
Wow.
Shaq, what do you think?
I think one that she looks amazing, and two, I've seen her ass so much that anytime I see her in clothes, I think she look good.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, you do have a point there. All right, moving on. We have Fantasia and Kristen Siriano at the premiere, the American premiere of The Color Purple. Fantasia killed it this whole press.
The whole press run.
God, she has
The whole press run.
down.
The whole press run.
Let me tell you, I saw this dress in person the other day. And it's suede, and it's really heavy. It's really, really heavy. So I can't imagine being in something, those arms in suede tight like that. I don't know how comfortable that would be. But she looks good in it. Brittany, what do you think?
So like you stated, this press run, Fantasia has given me absolute life with every outfit. Every look has been so pulled together and just perfect. Her body is amazing. She looks amazing. This dress is amazing. Yes, across the board.
Okay. What was this? Natasha said, love it. Okay. Brandy, what do you think?
I think she looks really great. Low key, Fantasia comes through every time. I don't think she gets enough credit for how she dresses.
That part.
I've never seen her not put together.
The thing about Fantasia is she doesn't get the credit because she's not she's not one of your girls who you see with the Kardashians or out at Nobu or at the Hilton party.
Well, wherever she at, she be dressed. Wherever she goes, she be dressed.
Yeah, and she's not going to get the credit unless you're in those circles. And her stylist, also, he is not one of the big stylists in Hollywood. He was actually used to be Marlo Hampton's style when Marlo first started out. And now this is going to put him on the map, I think.
That part.
I think a lot of people are going to be calling him. So that's awesome. Tamar, what do you think about this?
You know what? Like, she make my heart melt. I'm so happy that she's starting to, she's getting the credit. I feel like this is going to open that door for her to come back and be seen with this movie. So I'm so fucking proud of her. She looks like dipped chocolate, suede, purple, honey, tasty. Eat it up, honey. She looks amazing.
Michael, what do you think?
I mean, it's an iconic look, definitely a vibe. My issues with the hemline of that dress, though, it's looking a little fussy to me.
Okay, Shaq?
Oh, I think she's immaculate, as she's been this whole tour.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm here for, as the resident lesbian, I'm here for any titty action I can get.
Are you the resident lesbian, though?
I better be.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
I better be.
All right. Moving on, we have Lil' Kim and Dolce & Gabbana. I love this. This Dolce & Gabbana, you see it in a lot of different colors. A lot of the reality girls are wearing this outfit. Brittany, I would like to see you in this.
I literally have this outfit in this color, and I just serve down in it.
You have this outfit?
I have it in this color.
See, I knew it. I was gonna say when I saw it earlier, I said I want to see Brittany in this. But yeah. So you like it, Britt, on her?
You know, I love any two-piece anything. That's my thing. So yeah, I love this. This is cute.
I'm curious to see how much this retails for. Dolce & Gabbana. Let me look.
The pants were $750. The top was $350.
Oh, okay. All right, Tamar, what do you think?
Let me tell you something. Lil' Kim never fails with the fashion. She always gives a look. Always. She looks fucking tasty. She looks good.
All right,
I
Brandy?
Nay.
Okay. Michael, what do you think?
I love everything about this. Give me 90s throwback, and I like that it's kind of affordable high fashion, too. You know, this is an acceptable look.
This is like something I'd like to see Beyonce in. It's cute, it's comfortable, it's designer, but I'd love to see her in something like that. Shaq, what do you think?
Oh, I actually really love the fit. I just don't love it on her. I don't really want to see her in it. I mean,
Okay.
we've seen Kim in this for like 30 years. I like to see Kim in something classy. I think it's time for her to switch it up. Not because I think she needs to switch it up because she old, but just because it would just be a nice break from, you know.
Okay. Moving on. This next look is actually, this is one of Fantasia's stylist clients as well. He dressed her. This is, we have Laura Govan. She was in Basketball Wives. The first couple of seasons, LA. She's in, this is, the coat is Balenciaga. The top and the pants are Dolce & Gabbana. I love it. This is my favorite look. Brittany, what do you think?
I love this too. That jacket is to die for.
That jacket, baby. The things I would do with that jacket.
So cute.
Brandy, what do you think?
Nay.
All right, Tamar, what do you think?
Baby, let me tell you something. She is, that jacket, honey.
That jacket's everything.
That jacket is like giving what needs to be gave for the next couple of months. So I'm here for it.
And the jacket, I told you it's Balenciaga. They only made 4 of these in the entire world. I don't know how Laura Govan got her hand on. Maybe
And then
she could have borrowed it.
She probably pulled it from somewhere.
What'd you say, Brittany?
She probably pulled it from somewhere because
probably a showroom.
The makeup and the hair wrap goes amazing with it too. It looks really good.
It gives that street style edge. Brandy, what do you think?
I already told you it's a nay. I think it's.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Michael?
You know, the pants and the shoes are problematic for me, so it's an A.
Okay. Check.
You know, my issue with this, because it's all great and it's given, is the hat. Like, anytime you see my son running around outside in the cold and his nose is running, he got some snot on his upper lip, that's how his hat looked. So the hat is throwing me. But outside of that, yeah, she looked fine.
The hat gives it that street. It's like they're trying to go for the street style look. And anytime you put like a beanie on, I believe that beanie is Vetements. It just gives that kind of badass look. Because if the hat, I don't know how I feel about it.
You know you don't come up when you want to look street on purpose. Okay. Whatever. You find my son outside right now licking a snot bubble. That's how his hat looked. That's all I'm saying. But outside the hat, she looked fly.
Well, he's on trend if he looks like that.
Okay.
I saw him in that Christmas picture earlier. My baby cute.
To me, the best dress. Going on, we have Kris Jenner and Valentino.
No.
Brittany.
Don't come to
these
me.
boots. No. Brittany.
Are fire. The boots are fire, but I don't like this outfit. But her boots are fire.
Okay, but listen, I tried to get my foot in these boots at Saks. I tried to. They only go up to like size 42. In European, I believe that's an 8 or 9.
Right.
The boots are fire. But you don't like the dress?
I don't like that dress. It's not flattering for her shape for me.
All right, Brandy?
Giving Wednesday Addams.
Yeah, it is.
Too old
I was
for that.
just about to say that.
She should be going for the Morticia look. She's too old to be Wednesday.
Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can blow this up because I wanted Brittany to see that collar. Brittany, I'm gonna send you this picture in our text because the collar is like it has like big like diamonds on it. It's really cute.
Okay.
Tamar, what do you think?
She's giving puppet master vibes.
Do you like it or no?
Yeah. No.
Okay. Michael.
What position did she finish in that Golden Bachelor show? I forget.
Who, Chris?
Yeah.
She wasn't on that show.
Oh, damn. Well, she looked just like someone who is. This is horrible. I mean, terrible. Terrible.
All right. Shaq.
Man, I told you not to call on me. I'm done. I said no. Look, if you see a grown 60-year-old woman like that on the playground, you're going to grab your kids and run. You're going to call the police. She look a hot mess. I don't like it. It made me feel weird. She looked weird. I don't like it.
It does look weird.
Yeah, the boots is fire, though. I give her that. But no.
All right. Going on, we have Isabella Fontaine in Gucci. The skirt and the top are Gucci, and the coat is Chanel. Let me see why. So there we go. Brittany, yay or nay?
Yeah, no, I don't like that.
Let me see. Okay. Brandy?
It's too much going on. I think the pieces are okay, but altogether it looks like trash.
I don't think this is I think this is an editorial look. I don't think this is a out on the town look. So editorial usually has a lot going on anyway. Tamar, what do you think?
I love this.
Okay. Michael?
Yeah, this is the look of the night for me. Fashion.
Yeah, I love it. It's the Michelle Alejandre era of Gucci, so he can do no wrong in my book. Shaq?
Man, I don't even know what's going on. I'm a graphic designer. Hey,
Okay.
I'm confused. I don't know.
All right. Well, let's move on. We have Kyle Murray in Kid Super. Kid Super was actually in line to get the position Pharrell got at Louis Vuitton, but they ended up giving it to Pharrell over him. I love this. Brittany, what do you think?
I love it. I think it's funky. It's cool. It's fun. I love it.
Tamar?
I love it.
Yeah. Michael?
I think I'd look better in this than he does, but yeah, I mean.
All right, Brandy?
I think it is actually a great look. I think that's my favorite so far.
Okay. And Shaq?
He's so cute. I want to get him some Batman shoes. I like him. He's so cute.
All right, moving on. We have Maluma. Is that how you say his name?
Maluma.
We have him in Rick Owens scarf and Rick Owens boots. Brittany, yay or nay?
Yay.
Yeah, I love it. Rick Owens can't do any wrong.
Can't do it.
Tamar?
I love this. Yay.
All right, Brandy?
Nay.
Michael?
So maybe he got the cushion part from Kathy Hilton's ostrich couch. I don't know.
All right, Shaq?
He looked like he got on a Chewbacca costume.
All right, going on. We have this is I never thought this person would be on our list ever, but she just came across my timeline. We have Kaya, she's in the Blondes. Brittany, yay or nay?
No.
Tamar?
Yay.
Yeah, I love it. Brandy?
I don't like the boots with that dress.
Okay, do you like them separately?
Yes.
Okay, Michael?
I love everything about this. She don't give a fuck.
That part.
Yeah. But you never see Kaya's not a fashion girl, so for her to have on the blondes, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, no, this is a look. She's turning it.
Yeah. Shaq.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Kaya look good.
She look good, bitch.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's a yay for me.
All right. Moving on. We have, I think this is our last look. We have, excuse me, Monica and Dolce & Gabbana and Prada. Wait, the purse is Dolce & Gabbana. The dress is Dolce & Gabbana. The dress is Chanel. And the shirt underneath is Jennifer Furl. Brittany, yay or nay?
She wins. And it looks like that collar that she has on is the same collar that Chris had on, right?
Same color, yeah.
Monica, you know, Monica do it for me every time. I love this.
All right. Tamar?
Yay.
Okay. Brandy?
I love it. I think that's the way the adult Wednesday would look.
Okay. Michael?
She looks good, but I really hate that bag. I've been seeing it out. It looks like a lunchbox in person.
I hate that bag.
It's
Let
a
me
bad
tell
bag.
you, I don't like the new D&G logo.
Mm-hmm.
It looks very cheap to me.
Yeah.
I like the old D&G, like in the early 2000s. That logo was the shit. But this one, wow, I don't like it. It cheapens it. But you're right. Shaq.
Yeah, I'm with y'all. I don't like the bag. It reminds me of when we broke and we want to look like we balling, so we get stuff with all the logos.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
They made that logo on Canva.
Yeah, I don't like it.
All right, so that was the end of Fashion Files tonight. So
Yay.
usually we would go into our last segment is come and sit on my couch, but tonight, instead of that, in the spirit of New Year's coming up, we're gonna tell everybody our New Year's resolutions, and then we're gonna let you go. So let's start with Michael.
Oh, let's get me out of the way first. I actually don't have one. I've never made one in my life. I'm too impatient for all that. If it's in my head, I'm starting it today. I'm not waiting until the new year.
Okay. What are you gonna do? You have any plans for New Year's?
Just another day.
No parties. You're not hosting anything. Awesome. Tamar.
I'm going into the new year with no expectations. None. From nobody, no situations. I'm just going to go with the flow each and every day. Just let the universe do what the universe needs to do. That's it.
Or do you have any plans for New Year's?
I do. Me and 5 friends are going to we're going to a Airbnb in Oklahoma. We're gonna bring the new year in spiritual. So we're gonna go hiking. We're gonna do s'mores. We're gonna get in the jacuzzi, and we're just going to just not do shit and leave everybody at home. And that's it.
Awesome. Brittany.
I don't really like to make New Year's resolutions, but I'm just going, like you said, going with the flow. I'm gonna let God order my steps, and I'm just gonna do whatever is put in line for me to do. But I will be celebrating with my friends. We're going to a masquerade ball.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah, that'll be fun.
You have your outfit yet?
So I have 2 outfits, so I'm just kind of trying to decide on which one I want to wear.
Send them to me. I want to see them.
I sure will.
Okay. Brandy.
I started my resolution already. I said I wasn't gonna wait until the new year, and it's basically just staying out the way and keeping people the fuck out my face.
Do you have any plans?
I do. My bestie's coming up, and we're supposed to be going to some sort of New Year's Eve party.
Awesome.
So I'm excited for that.
You got what you gonna wear yet?
No. I'm working on it, but I don't know yet.
Mm-hmm. So my New Year's resolution, Brandy knows this. Last year, I started my New Year's resolution. It was because I've always been in our family. I've always been kind of the person, since both of my grandmothers have passed, I've been the person who tries to bring the family together. And they've been gone. How long has Grandma been gone, Brandy? 10? Has it been 10 years? 9 years?
No, like 5.
5? No, Mother Sims has been, okay. Mother Sims died in 2008. So since she passed, I've been kind of like trying to bring people together and keep the cousins together and call everyone. And unfortunately, it seems when the matriarch passes, the family kind of dissipates, and everybody goes and does their own thing. And so I've been trying to bring people together. Let's have Sunday dinner. Let's go on vacation. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I just got tired of trying to do that and trying to force people. And I told Brandy last year, I said, I'm fuck it. If you want to be in my life, you're in my life. If not, I'll see you at the next funeral, because that's when we'll see each other. Right. So this year, and I stuck to that. And so I'm proud of myself. This year, my New Year's resolution is I'm on whatever you're on. So, and that goes to anybody, boyfriend, girlfriend, aunt, best friend, cousin, anybody. So whatever you give to me, I'm going to give to you. And I plan on sticking to it. So
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Shaq, did you give us yours?
Oh, I don't really make New Year's resolutions anymore because I don't never keep them. That's why I'm still fat. So, like, but I almost died this year, so like, I would like to not die next year. That's a good one.
Right.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Stay alive.
Yeah.
Staying alive,
that makes-
staying alive.
Yeah, that ought to keep me busy. So that's my resolution.
That makes a difference, Shaq, because like you, I was in the hospital a couple of years ago, almost gone from here,
Baby,
and it gives you a different perspective once you come out of that.
I just want to live, baby. If as long as I'm alive, I'm doing good. And like I said, I fail resolutions anyway. I'm a Pisces. It just depends on what I'm in the mood for and how I'm feeling, and so no, I don't do them really no more. But if I'm being alive is the ultimate goal, and I do not have any plans. Because I am one of those people are always surprised because I'm very extroverted. But New Year's Eve is the one day that I always commit to being in my house. I do not like to go out on New Year's Eve. And I can't I think I started that with a friend maybe like 15 years ago. So I don't even remember now. But I do not go out on New Year's Eve. My best friend already came up here like, girl, we going out. No, we not. I'm going to the couch. And that's how I bring it in every year on my couch.
I planned on actually Kate is coming up here for New Year's, and she said she doesn't want to do anything. She wants me to make her a banana pudding, and we're gonna drink hot chocolate. And me and her and Hector are probably gonna watch
no New Year's Eve. I'm good. I'm gonna be on
the So that's what we're gonna do. But I thank everyone for watching tonight. Please like and share. We have not next week, but the week after, we're going to have a very special guest. When I post it, you guys will know about it, but I haven't got the flyer yet. But we will have. We're going to start in this new year. We're in our second season because this is our second season of the show. We're going to start interviewing people, bringing them on our show if they have if you have any kind of platform, you're a rapper, you're an actor. Come on our show and talk to us and try to get some exposure. So we have a guest coming up, and I hope everyone has a safe New Year.
I still tipsy, y'all.
So yeah, thank you. Like and share again.
Happy New Year's.
New Year. Thank you. Everyone stay on. We're gonna have a brief meeting. Audience, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.